Hello everybody and welcome back to SARIA'S 11 Universe. I'm Jitch and this is Elimination Chamber. This is the final big stop before WrestleMania, which is just a month away now. And coming out of this one, we'll finally know who Christian is going to be facing at WrestleMania, what championship, you know, what brand he'll be lying on, all of that. The 2010 Royal Rumble winner will finally get his moments to shine and just say what he intends to do. But this one's for the ECW Championship. Ezekiel Jackson has worked through a tournament to get to this spot, to get this opportunity. Oh no. And I guess he's not just gonna, it's not enough to have just earned the opportunity. Ezekiel Jackson is gonna make sure that he definitely comes out of this one with the ECW Championship. This isn't even right, man. How could you be proud to have won the championship this way? That's more like it. Come on, Tatsu. Oh. Well, this plain and simple, this just isn't a fair fight. Yoshi Tatsu did not see it coming. He was far too trusting. Until I actually see some competition back from Yoshi Tatsu, until I know that he's capable to compete in this match, I'm not going to be able to say that I think this is a fair fight. This is a bit more like it. Does Ezekiel Jackson really want to tarnish his reputation like this? Does he really want his first championship, his defining moment to come after that championship that he worked so hard, I mean that championship contenders tournament that he worked so hard to get through? Does he really want it to come down to this? You know, no matter what, if he wins this, it's now tainted. He can't be proud of this win. Did he really just say no way out? Seriously? I know that this game's old and stuff, but that's such a huge fuck up. I don't remember if this is like the first year that they introduced the whole Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and all those other gimmick ones that they still do.
Ezekiel Jackson is completely focused.
Ezekiel Jackson hasn't even given Yoshi Tatsu a fair chance in this. There's one. Okay. Not quite sure why he went for a DDT as his finish, but whatever. Oh, I thought maybe he had like the torture rack, because I know he was doing that at one point, but I guess not. Well, I hate to see it happen, but there it is. Yoshi Tatsu's reign comes to an end in the most disrespectful of ways. Just a cheap shot, and then he just laid waste into him. So Ezekiel Jackson has won his first championship. He is the new ECW champion. And I'll tell you what, this championship, it might be a good fit for him. This might honestly be exactly what this guy needs to get himself on the map. Because he is to be taken seriously. He is a good competitor, a total powerhouse, and potentially could be in for a good future starting tonight. Well, this is going to be a tough one for Beth Phoenix. I mean, for Michelle McCool even.
Approaching the ring from Palatka, Florida,
Michelle McCool has decided to bring some backup, and to be honest, that's probably her best chances. She suffered 2 losses. Layla got involved in the triple threat match on Friday. We're going to pretend that Layla wailed on both Beth Phoenix and Maurice with the steel chairs, and definitely never Michelle McCool. She did not hit Michelle McCool, the finisher, or anything. No, they are friends, they are an alliance. That triple threat, it didn't happen, but statistically in the history books of wins and losses it did. And that is all I'm going to say about that one. Now, I said it before, I can't actually book women's championship matches, so the game pretty much is in control of this division, not me. But I am going to have this happen, because I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest, that the game can have all these contenders matches, all this build-up for them, and then just not book them. We've actually played a women's championship contenders match, and yet there is no women's championship match at present on the show. I would have rolled with it if it threw Maurice in or something. I would have just been like, whatever. You know, Michelle McCool lost on SmackDown, so someone else is getting added to the match. It's like only fair that they get the opportunity as well, or some garbage like that. Now, I had an idea for that. But when the tag team division is not being booked at all, there is nothing to do with the tag division. No contenders matches, no tag team champions. The unified tag titles just don't exist. I would like to imagine that it would go with the one that did actually lead to a contender than the one that doesn't. I'm obviously very wrong for thinking that way, but that's just what I would have preferred, is that it actually took that more seriously. Now, I gotta say, with Layla in her corner, this actually does help the odds of Michelle McCool, because it just generally does. Having someone in your corner can really help turn the momentum around and keep things in your favor. I think that's something that we're going to see quite a bit of in the next match, the Divas Championship match, as Mickie James has decided to align herself with Melina, and Kelly has decided to align herself with Natalya. I think that Divas Championship match is going to be quite a different playing field to the last time we saw Melina and Natalya face off one-on-one. Oh my god. Running grapples in this game, I gotta stop trying them. I keep going to do like limb targeting, and then I remember that that's all in WWE12 they introduced that. And also that it's not very good in the first game it's in, because it's all the same moves from every person. Keeping it short and simple in this one, as the commentators talk about Yoshi Tatsu. Only 6 matches tonight. As I say, this is the final stop before WrestleMania. There's actually no telling how long some of these chamber matches could go for. As it currently stands, that's actually an unprecedented, non-existent match type within this series. This is the first ever Elimination Chamber. So, it's all up in the air.
And Beth got out of that one. Look, Michael, she's looking at me. Don't act like you're not impressed.
I'm really looking forward to both of the World Championship Elimination Chamber matches. Honestly, not sure which one I look forward to more, so I'm just going to say both.
And she gets slammed with a fool. Michelle McCool's not exactly acting like a 7th grade science teacher.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh! You gotta love this match. It's got more curves than a racetrack.
Ugh. Oh, that was a lot more flippy than I was expecting. I'd say ever since Layla got a little bit involved with Phoenix on the outside, McCool has been entirely in control. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You outnumber someone and suddenly the game has just changed.
Well, she thinks she's the best, and she'll gladly tell you about it if you want to take the time to listen. Oh, geez. You know, these competitors are so evenly matched.
Oh, no? Oh, it's like a head spear. Like, you gotta go to the head when they're on the ground to do the spear that she does. That's right. I saw her do it on SmackDown. That's the only reason I actually know that. It's like this, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is exactly what happened on SmackDown. I haven't suddenly become an expert in Michelle McCool. I still don't know a fucking thing about her, other than that people liked her a lot. But then she was in an era where apparently everyone was just so terrible that she seemed good, or something like that. Well, I think we might be looking at a new women's champion, to be honest. That one little distraction from Layla on the outside has helped Michelle McCool become the second ever women's champion in this match. Well, she can entirely credit that one to the help of Layla, as she has already had 2 matches with Beth Phoenix before and has never come out with the win until just now. I gotta say, it's very clear that she needs Layla in her corner if she wants to be a successful women's champion. Or maybe Beth Phoenix is just someone you don't want to mess with, I don't know. Either way, Lady Taker takes home the women's championship in this one. Okay, well, from one women's division match to another, it is now time for the Divas Championship to be decided.
The contest is for the Divas Championship, accompanied by Mickie James. Approaching the ring from Los Angeles, California, she is the Divas Champion, Melina.
Yeah, Mickie James kind of went from like having an issue with Melina to having an issue with Natalya, so now she's kind of in the corner of Melina just because she doesn't want to see Natalya succeed. And that kind of brings us to this matchup now. It's really what this is all about. Just a matter of wanting to make sure that one fails, not really too concerned if the other succeeds. But I'm sure Melina's not going to object to having the additional bit of help in her corner should she need it.
Accompanied by Kelly from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Natalya.
And I guess in regards to this one, they both wear pink and white. So Kelly is here to help Natalya. I don't know. The Raw Women's Division and the SmackDown Women's Division have mostly just revolved around like 2 to 3 women, and occasionally like an extra one will just pop in. So I don't really have much to say about it. Remember when Gail Kim got a victory over Melina? Me too. Me too. Yep. We are halfway through the show with this matchup. Just 3 more championship matches to come your way. The Miz going one-on-one with Cody Rhodes. I wonder if we'll see his buddy The Big Show in his corner during that match. We've also got the 2 World Championship Chamber matches to come afterwards. I'd love to hear some predictions on who's coming out with the wins. Well, I feel like some may probably just peek at the results and write those guys, so I don't know. Probably should have asked for that in the previous episode. I usually do. I usually ask for the predictions heading into a like event, like who you guys want to see come out of the event with the championship. I feel like it would be a little much to have both the women's championships change hands in the same night, but at the same time, if it happens, it happens, so I'm going to try and keep this one intact, but whether or not I've actually managed to, I don't know. I'm going to go for a pin to try and get Kelly out here. I was about to be very disappointed.
Natalya's not done yet.
Surprisingly. I don't know if there's like a thing where like face people don't have interference.
She was a redhead.
It's a possibility.
A redhead. Right down the neck.
It would make sense. But whether or not it's the case, I don't know.
Melina has the headlock.
Oh no, it's not, because Denying Fault and R-Truth were both face, and Denying Fault distracted the referee during Truth's match with McIntyre. So there goes that idea. Kelly just obviously doesn't give that much of a shit.
And Natalya says no, not this time.
Yet. Although she seems to have disappeared from the match, so I don't know. I haven't seen her at ringside once. Admittedly, oh yeah, I was gonna say, admittedly she's on the other camera angle.
Oh, there it is. She's hooked.
This certainly has been a match so far.
Ooh. Again, the Diva Championship on the line.
The Diva Championship, not Divas.
Controlling the waist.
The Diva Championship.
Just squeezing down on the head here. What do you think?
Just doing whatever I can to get the job done.
I'm not sure there's anything she can do.
Find a new contender, maybe. Oh, there's Kelly. Okay.
Orders that her opponent slips
I
up.
take it Natalya is getting closer to losing.
Melina's going to take a chance.
Cool. Coup de grace.
Into the cover, hooks the leg.
Okay.
Wow, Melina's gorgeous. Mean as they come, but gorgeous.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm still really into Universe. I'm just like... And I am like totally in the mood for like certain matches, but I'm not like super in the mood for it today. Admittedly, one of the main reasons I'm doing it today is just because I feel like I should. If I had something else to record though, I'd probably be recording that instead. But I just don't, so I'm gonna like let go of the pin there because that's a really shitty finish.
World of trouble.
I'm sure my enthusiasm will pick up more for the matches I've been like waiting for, but admittedly I've not really been like I know that there are people that really like the women's division. And I don't exactly have a problem with it, but like it's not really had any build or any story or anything, so I don't really have that much of a reason to care. I feel like a lot of people will probably agree with me, actually, to be fair. I might be wrong, but it's it gets better. I know it gets better because I keep having people tell me it gets better. But like for the time being, just excuse me if I'm a little bit uninterested from time to time, because it doesn't really give you much to work with.
Oh, mama! Melina controlling the head. This could be huge.
But like, I'm really looking forward to the main event. I've not really had a lot of sleep the last couple of days, and just like, a lot's been going on. So like, I'm just not like super like in the zone, I guess. But
Championship on the line.
everything's fine. It'll be fine. I'm just having a moment.
2, 3.
There you go. That's that one over with. Well done, Melina. You did it. You won the match again. I'd like to imagine that means Natalya won't be involved with the Divas Championship at all at WrestleMania.
Divas champion, Melina.
That's like her second or third opportunity against Melina that she's lost. What's happening? I've not seen this one before. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's really fed up with fighting you, Natalya. Take the hint. Are we looking underneath the ring right now? Like, are they floating or nothing? That's definitely what's happening there. Okay. Well, it is now time for the Intercontinental Championship matchup, as we are one step closer to the main events.
Contest is for the Intercontinental Championship. Introducing the challenger from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is actually honoring the ruling that he is not to bring his tag team partner to the ringside. As you may know, many matches there is generally that kind of ruling that you are not to bring your partner to ringside. It's supposed to be as clean and as fair as possible. So it's good to see that from the Legacy. Doesn't mean that we won't see a run-in from Ted later on, but the whole point of it is they actually are honoring a rule that was given to them. Here comes the Intercontinental Tag Team Champion now.
His opponent, accompanied by the Big Show, the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz.
I imagine The Miz has had eyes in the back of his head ever since the stunt him and Big Show pulled on SmackDown, where he kind of swapped out his tag team partners. Jericho made it very clear that he has got his sights set on The Miz. Whether he wins or loses the World Heavyweight title doesn't matter. What matters the most to Jericho right now is revenge, and he will come for The Miz, and he will take away that Intercontinental Championship. That is his choice that he has made. He has said that if he wins the World Heavyweight title, he'll just compete twice at WrestleMania because he is getting his hands on that Intercontinental Championship. He is taking it away from The Miz, and he is going to put The Miz through hell for stealing a championship from Jericho that Jericho deserved all along. Jericho says he was sick of being in the background, being in the shadow of The Miz. As The Miz held 2 championships and he only ever held 1. He got all these matches. Jericho only ever occasionally got the match on Superstars / ECW. It wasn't really ever a fair trade. And the moment that The Miz, that Jericho got his opportunity, the moment he was in the world title scene facing Randy Orton, non-title main event, The Miz screwed it up for him, and it's just not gone unnoticed. He has definitely taken it all to heart. Just a bit of chain grappling here as these two continue to reverse from one to another. I suppose that's a less fancy way to do it. Right now the Legacy stand at probably the most likely tag team to challenge for the tag team titles. Unfortunately, one of the only tag teams on SmackDown that have really had a strong showing as of late. Okay, Cody Rhodes knocking The Miz out of the ring.
Is Cody making a believer out of you, Michael? He is. He's been very impressive.
Gotta say, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting to see such an honorable choice by the Legacy, but here we are. Cody Rhodes has actually decided to go one-on-one with The Miz. I mean, standard states that there is actually supposed to be an enforced rule that Big Show is not to be at ringside, but I don't really see anyone being able to get him away from ringside.
Much like his mentor Randy Orton.
I don't know what The Miz's plan is. If he was jealous of Jericho being anywhere near the World Heavyweight title, what the hell's he going to do if Big Show wins the World title? It's a far worse situation for him to be in. He's really got it out for whoever goes for that, and that's also his in his mind. He wants them to be in the background. He's not really going to have as easy of a time controlling the Big Show as he did Jericho.
What's he up to here?
I don't know what the hell Cody's thinking. Oh, that's a good choice to have gotten out of the Big Show's way.
Bravado on display here by Cody. Not really. Cody has a right to be just as confident as any other superstar in the WWE. Miz. Oh man, did you hear that?
Had an interesting night so far. 2 title changes to 1 successful defense. Ezekiel Jackson is the new ECW champion, and I think that for the first time since Terry Funk and Yoshi Tatsu, we will actually now potentially see a much different side of the ECW championship. Not to disrespect Yoshi Tatsu and Terry Funk, but I don't think Ezekiel Jackson is going to be quite as easy of an obstacle to overcome. Now, admittedly, I didn't think Terry Funk was going to be an easy obstacle to overcome. And I think that if he hadn't gotten greedy in his title match with Tatsu, if he hadn't tried to put him through that flaming table, we could have seen Terry Funk still as ECW champion today. So what I will say, in regards to the entire ECW championship picture, is that Yoshi Tatsu, I don't like taking him lightly. I don't like underestimating him, but I don't think that he ever really stood a chance when it comes to facing someone like Jackson, whereas Funk has actually defeated Ezekiel Jackson in the past. But I think that Jackson is in for a pretty lengthy reign now. I think it's time that we started to see that from someone with that championship. The Women's Championship being in the hands of Michelle McCool. I think that that one could easily go back to Beth Phoenix. She's got many wins over McCool. However, what it ultimately is going to boil down to, and the reason I don't see her getting it back anytime soon, is that Michelle McCool has realized that if she brings her little buddy to ringside, Layla, things are far more in her favor than ever they were before.
Look at the effect this match has had on Cody Rhodes. And cockiness and swagger have all but fled his body.
A very interesting match, I've got to say. The Miz has really been on a roll.
This is an incredibly aggressive and confident.
He's absolutely a main event guy. He's absolutely worthy of holding a world title. Absolutely, no doubt about it. The Miz is going to be a big, big star for many years to come. He's the first guy to hold 2 championships at the same time, and the fact that he's still holding those 2 championships is incredible. We are now technically on to our 2nd tag team championship reign for him. Or is this still his first? I don't really know how you'd count that, actually. Because technically he won it with the Big Show. And that's going to go down in the listings as Chris Jericho and The Miz, and then The Miz and Big Show as like 2 separate tag teams that have held it. But the question is, does that make Miz a 2-time champion? Did he technically win it a 2nd time just with Big Show? Or does he remain a 1-time champion and he just changed partner? I don't know. I guess we'll have to have a look into what Cody Rhodes' count says when he swapped from Hardcore Holly to DiBiase Jr. way back in like 2007 or 8 or whenever it was.
Telegraphed and Cody reverses. This one's about heart and determination, the will to win and leave here tonight as the Intercontinental Champion.
Gotta say, although Big Show's been at ringside, he hasn't necessarily needed him.
And here's some more trash talk. Uh-oh. This looks like the Wizard of Oz to me.
But then The Miz is an incredible talent. If it weren't for his attitude and his ego, you know, I think he'd be a very liked guy. Although some people like the attitude and the ego. Oh, come on. As if the skull-crushing finale isn't enough, The Miz even getting that extra bit of leverage to make sure that he remains the Intercontinental Champion for another day. Starting to wonder when that championship reign of his is ever going to come to an end. Completely untouchable is The Miz. Now he's got Big Show in his corner, he's about to become a lot more untouchable. The Miz is still your Intercontinental Champion coming out of this one. And this show must carry on. So up next, I don't actually know which chamber match to start with. A chamber match coming up next. Okay, so here we are. Moment of truth. The Elimination Chamber, the WWE title on the line. Starting things off with the former United States Champion Kane and one of the top contenders for the WWE title in recent memory, Shawn Michaels. This has been a match that we have been looking forward to for quite some time, but you've all made it very clear that the one you're more interested in seeing headline, the one you're more focused on when it comes to tonight, is the World Heavyweight Championship matchup, so that is the one that is going to be getting the main event spot. But from Raw, we have got Shawn Michaels and Kane starting things off. In the corner there, you can see Batista as well as Jack Swagger, Evan Bourne, and the WWE Champion Triple H. We'll all be entering the ring at random points. And it's going to be a last man standing style matchup. Try to keep up with the statistical breakdown and stuff on WIKI so you can see who lasted the longest, who got the most eliminations. You know, we'll try to build like a good track record for who's a chamber specialist and stuff too, as it goes on. But first out is Jack Swagger, of course donning the gold and expectations of winning the championship, something we've always seen him do when competing for the title. Swagger was the first man to ever get an opportunity at the WWE Championship back at TLC when he competed against Triple H in a TLC match that surprisingly didn't go Swagger's way. I really thought he was going to come out of that one with the WWE title. It was a really competitive matchup, but it just wasn't his night, I guess. Shawn Michaels is the only other man to have challenged for the WWE Championship thus far in a one-on-one match. However, Batista has competed in the Championship Scramble match that was the crowning moment for Triple H. But we got two firsts in this match, which is Kane and Evan Bourne, who have never fought for the WWE Championship before tonight. And of course, for Evan Bourne, he is definitely the underdog in this matchup. Losing to the 2010 Royal Rumble winner Christian this past Monday on Raw definitely didn't set momentum in his favor too well. Triple H holds a tag team victory with Shawn Michaels over Batista and Jack Swagger, but when facing off in singles competition, Triple H almost suffered an injury at the hands of Batista. Shawn Michaels, on the other hand, has lost to Jack Swagger on many different occasions. Hard but true to say. I think that's about all the altercations we've had between these guys. I mean, obviously Kane won the United States Championship from Evan Bourne. She just recently lost this Monday to Wade Barrett. So we don't really know what kind of a status Kane's in, if he's managed to recover okay. Speaking of recoveries in the main event, you can expect Chris Jericho to be in the Elimination Chamber. The damages he suffered on SmackDown were enough to keep him off of that match and his tag team title match, but he is absolutely not giving up competing for the World Heavyweight title in the main event. We will be seeing Jericho in that Elimination Chamber matchup. Evan Bourne has entered the fray. And obviously, I feel like the Elimination Chamber surrounding it may actually be beneficial for him. That was scary. Triple H just threw Evan Bourne right through a friggin' corner post.
Evan Bourne has the arm. The power of Kane. Jack Swagger.
Any man's match right now.
Oh, mama! Kane with a devastating counter. Ah, look at this. Jack Swagger from behind.
There's only one more man left to enter the ring, and he is about to do just that. Unleashing the animal might be the worst thing for everyone involved, barring Kane. Although I think, actually, no, Batista's defeated Kane before. And of course, that is probably just about the one person that will have dreaded Batista going for them the most. Evan Bourne has not had it easy. He's been told time and time again that he doesn't really belong in this match. Of course, they might be friends, but Triple H and Shawn Michaels both want that WWE title. I'll tell you what, this is not looking good for Evan Bourne already. Batista has taken him to the outside. He's having to deal with being hit on that cold steel. Yeah, I'd want to get away too.
Michaels has the headlock. Out.
Saw some chokeslam attempts by Kane, but wasn't able to get the chokeslam off on Jack Swagger. Otherwise, we could have been looking at an entirely different story in the ring right now. We might have already seen our first elimination. All 6 of these guys, incredible competitors. As I've said before, Evan Bourne definitely the underdog in this match. Definitely the odd one out. Some people are a little surprised that he even managed to find his way into this match, but he's here. There's a victory over one half of the tag team champions, Sheamus, that brought him to this, which means that he can go with some of the biggest, the baddest, and the best, and the hardest hitting at that too. Tell you, one person that Batista has definitely developed a bit of an issue with is the WWE champion. I noticed there was a small altercation between them for a moment there, and obviously that's to be expected. Triple H, not too fond of how he was defeated by Batista on Raw a couple weeks ago, went out of his way so far as to use a sledgehammer in his match to make sure he got the pinfall win over Batista on Monday. Uh-oh. I think we might... Oh, good for Bourne. Oh, a double choke slam. Evan Bourne with a choke slam. And this is really just any man's match right now. This is chaos. No favorable guy yet. I'm seeing some signs of hurt from 3 of the participants. Shawn Michaels, Evan Bourne, and Swagger all showing a bit of hurt. Kane too, actually. Double cutter on Batista. And this is the rivalry that I feel like we've been... No, still no. The tension that's been building between Batista and Triple H seems to have kind of moved on. I don't think there's a single guy in this match that wouldn't make a great WWE champion. I'll tell you what, if I'm Christian, I'm rooting for Evan Bourne to win. That's someone I've already pinned before. Oh, Jesus. Swagger getting creative.
With his high-flying offense, Evan Bourne is one of the most exciting cruiserweights to debut in WWE in recent years.
I think it would be a real heartbreak for Kane to have lost both the United States Championship and this match, so I think there's a lot of pressure riding on Kane in this one. Batista's really got his sights set on Shawn Michaels. Obviously, that's the friend of Triple H, so it's really not surprising. Another backdrop reversal and a Batista bomb attempt. I don't think we've seen any big, like, finishing maneuvers just yet. Although, this would really stick it to Triple H. The first guy to get hit with a finisher was the champion himself, and Batista could be looking at eliminating the champion. That's it! Triple H's reign as the WWE champion is over at the hands of Batista. I take it he took that loss very personal on Monday. Well, one thing's for certain, we have got a new WWE champion in this match. Everyone's starting to really show signs of hurt in this matchup. And obviously Swagger and Batista, they kind of developed at least a little bit of... never mind, I was about to say a little bit of tag team chemistry after their match on Raw this Monday. Evidently not. We're down to 5. Only the champion himself has been eliminated, but the important factor to remember there is that the champion himself has been eliminated. Uh-oh. Evan Bourne getting shades of TLC where he lost the US title to Kane with that choke slam. And there goes Evan Bourne. Tough break, but it is what it is. We're down to 4, and one of these 4 is guaranteed to become the new WWE champion. Will it be the top contender for the last few weeks in Jack Swagger? Will it be the champion's buddy, Shawn Michaels, getting the belt handed over to him? Will it be the former US champion and kind of like the outlier, the one that really wasn't supposed to be in this match, Kane? Or is it going to be the seemingly unstoppable animal that's become Batista?
Batista with
Oh boy.
destruction once more on his mind.
Could be looking at a second elimination. Yup, Batista bomb did connect.
Animal is unleashed here.
Michaels kind of got in the way of Batista there, and so did Kane. But the point still stands that Swagger suffered that Batista bomb. Oh, roll up by Michaels. That could be enough to get Swagger out. Or potentially get Michaels out too, yeah.
That's definitely shoulders down. Championship on the line. 2, 1.
Kane really not done yet. Pin after pin after pin.
And Swagger gets the shoulder up.
You hear how his leg connected?
And there's the
Massive spear. Cover on Kane.
right here. 2, 3.
And Kane is out. We've come down to 3, and I think it's looking quite favorable on who's going to be coming out with the WWE Championship right now. Although saying that, just because he's had 2 eliminations doesn't mean these two can't work together against him. Which is something they're definitely looking to do right now, maybe. I don't know. Swagger had a change of mind.
Has the arm.
He's got him hooked.
And the pain has to be shooting through his face. Batista.
Watch it. That was like
Just laid out Shawn Michaels. Shifts his focus to his partner from Monday.
You know, you might think the strategy when facing Batista is to stay away from the power of the animal. But the fact is, that's just not
Tell you what, for a moment now, Batista's not looking as favorable. He really has been. Swagger completely screwing up Michaels' plans there.
What an incredible spot.
We got a cover.
2, 2.
And he's out! Well, there you have it. Batista was not able to capture the WWE Championship. So it's going to be Jack Swagger or Shawn Michaels that become the new WWE Champion. But it will not be Triple H, the former champion. And it won't be the man responsible for a lot of destruction in this match, in Batista. I'll tell you what, it's looking like it's going to be Shawn Michaels right now.
Michaels is.
Oh no. Don't
He's definitely ready.
he's about to do.
If he can connect with this sweet chin music, it's going to go from one DX member to another. There it is. Got all of that off on Jack Swagger. Oh. Not quite what I expected from Michaels, to be honest. I thought he'd go for the pin there. Oh, there it is.
And this has got to be it.
Just pretend that elbow drop didn't happen. And there you go. The sweet chin music has made Shawn Michaels the WWE Champion heading into WrestleMania.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
A well thought out match. A well deserved victory. The man eliminated Batista. He may not hold a victory over the former champion, and that may very well be his WrestleMania opponent coming out of this one, unless Christian, of course, chooses the WWE champion. But there you have it. Shawn Michaels is the new WWE champion, the second ever WWE champion. What a victory. Okay, main event time is finally upon us. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. You know, I hear Christian's quite interested in seeing Shawn Michaels come out with the WWE Championship. So, Triple H may not even get his rematch at WrestleMania. But it all depends on the outcome of this one. It all depends on which brand he feels he's going to be the most happy on. Because this is a free trade to a brand if he wants it.
Let me tell you, you are in for a treat. This guy is just awesome.
But now we are here, starting things off with Chris Jericho and The Rock. Chris Jericho, a former WWE Tag Team Champion, his replacement over there in the black and white in the corner of the Big Show, watching on carefully. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens when they're both in the ring at the same time.
That'll cause some damage.
In case you wonder what the fuck all this random pausing and breathing is, I'm cleaning my glasses at the same time.
He unloads a well-structured series of moves.
I need to like properly clean my glasses, because like, although I can see through them a lot better than I can without them, I can see like that there's a bit of a pale tint.
Fine man in sports entertainment.
What a nasty
I need to sort that out because it sucks. I don't like it. I like really clear vision. I don't really like pale tints. So CM Punk is in next, a guy who has kind of weaseled his way into this. I think in terms of like win-loss records, everyone involved in this match has a quite diverse little counts. Chris Jericho, for example, is 4-5 walking into this match. I've got to try and remember the SmackDown results whilst reading these. CM Punk, though, he is 5-8. It's quite the interesting little lineup. Someone like Randy Orton, the World Heavyweight Champion, 6-3. They're all quite diverse, and here comes Randy Orton now, so I won't be able to read the rest of those. Orton looking to try and be the first man ever to survive the Elimination Chamber with the World Heavyweight Championship. It's kind of said through other promotions in history that have held Elimination Chamber matches that it's one of the toughest structures to survive with the championship intact. And Jericho obviously wasn't quite cleared to compete tonight. Punk able to get a nice, quick, easy elimination at the expense of Chris Jericho, and it looks like we won't be having that confrontation between Jericho and the Big Show after all. If I had to guess what happened there, as I say, he obviously just wasn't quite as cleared to compete as we'd originally thought. And here comes The Undertaker. Just an incredible lineup of superstars in this match. And the biggest and the baddest is saved for last, just like in the prior match. Big Show waits on to try and become the World Heavyweight Champion. One half of the current WWE Tag Team Champions is the Big Show. Sorry, I keep going to say him and Jericho. I'm just used to Jericho as a concept, I guess. Him and The Miz, just beginning their tag team title reign. Let's not forget about the superstars that these people went through to qualify to be here in this Elimination Chamber match. Someone like CM Punk cheating his way through a quick match with Rey Mysterio. The Rock overcoming Dolph Ziggler. Randy Orton just, being the World Heavyweight Champion, and the Big Show. I can't remember who he beat to be a part of this now, actually. John Cena, that's right, inside of a steel cage, yeah. Undertaker, I think, went through Edge. Undertaker was actually the first confirmed participant for the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber. Him and Randy Orton are the only people to have ever held the World Heavyweight title at this point in time. So the odds are definitely in their favor in terms of experience. But we now, as I said before, we now know that Shawn Michaels will be heading into WrestleMania with the WWE Championship in tow. The question is, will he be facing Christian or Triple H? And that's a question that will be answered hopefully by the end of tonight. I don't actually know when or how to do Christian's announcement. I know that in some games you can start a Road to WrestleMania storyline. Royal Rumble winner's story or whatever it is that they call it. You can start that one afterwards, like manually. You can yes or no it, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know when that started. I don't know if that was in just the first universe mode as this, or if that's something they added later on. So I guess we'll see. I know that it doesn't always book it either after you've said yes, but as I say, we'll see. Either way, I will, if it doesn't come up with that, I will be able to give you the announcement for who he has decided to compete against and where he's going anyway. So one way or another, actually thinking on it, we're going to find out who Christian's facing. Oh, double choke slam to the champ. You know Undertaker's got to be motivated to get that championship back. Randy Orton has already surpassed The Undertaker in terms of a lengthy reign. And of course, speaking of issues in this match, Big Show and Randy Orton's, now there's a bit of an issue right there. Big Show, the whole thing that kind of initiated this version of the Big Show that we've been seeing was a loss to Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. That was where he kind of snapped. Decided that he'd had enough of his losing ways. Something needed to change, and for one, he was going to make sure that he didn't show the same respect to everyone else, because he wasn't receiving it.
Oh, did you see the head whip back? He jumps and knocks his opponent down with a drop kick. Oh! Bam! The Big Show's trying
Gotta say, this is really any man's match. I don't know why The Rock broke that pin up. The whole point of this is to make sure that everyone gets eliminated, unless he wants to be the one to say he eliminated The Undertaker, I don't know.
Rock controlling the arm, the world title. That's why these men are putting their careers on the line. That's why they may never be the same after tonight. Right in the kisser.
If I were Randy Orton, the one thing I'd definitely try to do right now is get away from the Big Show. You should count his stars that Big Show just walked away as I was saying that. Well, apparently he's got a bit of an agenda for the Big Show right now. That big power slam by Orton. Maybe enough to eliminate The Rock? Yes, it is! That's twice we've seen one of those eliminate someone now. That was exactly what got out Jericho as well. And here are two people with a hell of a lot of history facing off on one half of the ring. Randy Orton and CM Punk have faced off countless times at the beginning of SmackDown.
CM Punk with an amazing maneuver. Just unstable, disturbed is Randy Orton.
That was a very weird reversal, Randy. Mind telling me how you pulled that one off? Orton looking to potentially get the elimination on the Big Show. Absolutely laying into him. Oh, that might set him back a little bit.
The dead man with the arm. And he hits the drop kick. What impact. And that punch lands hard.
And wait a minute. We go. Nope. Not going to be enough. He tried, and he got met with a big old choke slam for his troubles. Thought for a minute there that we were going to see Randy Orton actually get the Big Show out. Float over DDT was enough to bust the Big Show open. We've seen a bit of blood in the Elimination Chamber, I gotta say. Undertaker connected with the Old School.
When you watch Orton in a match like this, it's like he goes into some sort of zone. He's in some sort of strange place in his head. Undertaker.
Oh my god, no, really? Undertaker. Absolutely massive tombstone, probably the biggest he'll ever do. And just like that, Big Show is out of here. Oh, and we might be seeing Undertaker out of here too. Oh no.
The Viper's so cold and calculating. Every single move delivered with purpose.
Randy Orton trying to make sure to keep every second of control in the match. Doesn't want to fall prey to the same move that Orton did. Oh my god, last ride. That could be the end of Randy Orton's World Heavyweight Championship reign. Connects. Randy Orton should count himself lucky that Undertaker didn't go for the pin. Big boot connects on CM Punk. And no, Undertaker not able to eliminate CM Punk. Three of SmackDown's biggest and best are all competing in the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight title right now. That last ride has had Randy Orton down for quite some time. I think if Undertaker had followed through with a pin, we could have been seeing a new World Heavyweight Champion guaranteed between Punk and Undertaker.
just twisting the neck in a sickening way. The Viper goes behind.
Watch it. That was like a freight train.
Here's the cover attempt on Orton. Oh, no, very quick kick out.
How much pain must that neck be in now?
Oh, when you're fighting the Undertaker, who's about 6 foot
Randy
11,
Orton obviously
first mission
finding himself in a winning predicament.
while he's down. This is it. Here he goes.
Clearly, after that last ride, Randy Orton wants to make sure that the biggest threat to him in the match is eliminated. Oh, that's going to set him back a little bit.
Great strategy being shown by CM Punk here.
Saw the wear and the way Punk connected with that.
He has it.
What a punch.
Orton trying for another RKO and again another counter.
Oh, Randy Orton was so close to finishing him there.
Once again, this time going into a pin.
And this could be it. 2.
And that's it. Punk has eliminated the World Heavyweight Champion.
Controlling the weight.
CM Punk, who has weaseled his way into this situation, has managed to make it to the final 2. I don't know how, but he's done it.
It's a sign of the straight edge lifestyle that Punk embodies.
We're either going to see ourselves a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion crowned now, or CM Punk is finally going to get the thing he has obsessively chased. Obsessively, not obsessively. There's no B in obsessive.
Screaming in agony.
One of these two things is finally going to happen here. Undertaker is going to get back his gold, or CM Punk is going to get what he has wanted all along.
Oh, it doesn't get more punishing than that.
Of course, Christian definitely going to be watching this one very carefully, I'd imagine. Punk's up on the top. Oh,
Good reversal by Punk.
huge crossbody able to connect. CM Punk has somehow found himself in control of the man that he cheap shot to defeat on SmackDown. Wait, no. Did he win on SmackDown? No, I think Undertaker still put him away. Yeah, Undertaker still got the victory. Pretty sure. I actually don't remember who won that match now.
And there's the submission. This might be it.
Undertaker might be able to make CM Punk tap out. There you go.
Another title for the Undertaker.
Boston Crab able to make Undertaker become a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. Well, I guess we've got replays, so we might as well just sit through them. There was a time where there was some double teaming. Yep, that was a thing. Undertaker with that absolutely huge last ride. He could have eliminated Randy Orton a lot sooner if he'd gone for the pin off of it. And for a moment I really thought that Punk was gone there and then, but no. Somehow he managed to stay in it. But in the end, Undertaker with a Boston Crab was able to get the job done. An unusual finish for The Undertaker, but nonetheless it worked. And he's a 2-time champion now. Just like that. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker have come to Elimination Chamber and they have won the championship. And so far that means in the first year of the Elimination Chamber there is a 0% success rate for walking in as the champion at the Elimination Chamber. And you think about all the odds that are stacked against you and you realize that that is most likely how it will always be. Not an easy situation to be in. But nonetheless, The Undertaker is a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion and will head to WrestleMania, the first ever WrestleMania, with the gold. Now, will we find out who Christian is facing? Well, one way or another we will. So we'll now await what I will dub Christian's decision. Very creative, I know. Okay. News. news. So Yoshi, Tatsu, and Ezekiel Jackson are now enemies. Michelle McCool and Layla's friendship has gotten even stronger. Michelle McCool and Beth Phoenix are now enemies. Triple H and Jack Swagger's relationship has gotten worse. Triple H and Batista's relationship has gotten worse. Michaels and Swagger's relationship has gotten worse. Punk and Undertaker's has gotten worse. Jericho and Big Show's has gotten worse. Okay, so there's a lot of negative feelings going on in there. Let me just quickly, where is he? The former champion Randy Orton. Let me just quickly take the WCW title back off of him. That's my setting up title matches belt. That's the one I use. So I just got to make sure to get it off him so that he doesn't suddenly come out with the gold. Okay, so we'll also look at the rankings, why not, before we go to the big announcement. So there's been a few changes in the US title contention. Wade Barrett, obviously the champion in this past week. Sheamus, #1. David Otunga dropped to #2 for some reason. I feel like he'll be coming for the US title in the road to WrestleMania pretty strongly. Christian going up even though he's not really involved with it. Zack Ryder and Kane kind of having their drop, as well as having Bourne and McIntyre. And Ezekiel Jackson finds his way under the top 10 now. See, winning that ECW title, it does something for your career. It really does. And Triple H takes a plummet down to rank #4 after losing the WWE title. From SmackDown, Beth Phoenix obviously now becomes the contender, yes. No change there from SmackDown. And Randy Orton drops to #2 and CM Punk #3 because Big Show has just got so much momentum riding on him that that's not really surprising. So, will we get a WrestleMania story thing? No? No, it doesn't actually do anything for the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title. Okay, well, what is the 2010 Royal Rumble winner Christian's decision? What is it that Christian... Well, I'm waiting for it to load so I can kind of get around to it. What is it that Christian would like? Is he going to go for the WWE Championship on Raw, facing against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania? Or is he going to pursue The Undertaker and the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania? Well, I can now confirm to you that Christian will be remaining on Raw, and it will be Christian versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. All around a better choice for Christian. He's not had the strongest success rate, nor has Michaels. So for the two to go one-on-one, he stands a better chance, whereas The Undertaker is not exactly someone that a lot of people want to step up to. But as you see at the bottom there, WrestleMania is just 4 weeks away. We are finally there. There it is. We are on that month. We have reached that point. And coming up on Raw, you probably won't see that, but you might do, because that is about tag teams, to be fair. That definitely won't be happening, because those are both SmackDown tag teams. Maybe, probably not. And there's nothing they can contend for. Unfortunately, Christian is staying here on Raw. He's going for the WWE title, so that match is going to need some changing. We're going to need to start seeing Christian in the main event. But for now, thank you all for joining me here on this episode of Raw. I will see you guys next time. Until then, I hope you're looking forward to WrestleMania. See you later. Bye.